Sneaker from Fabulously Creative, and I am so excited because I am moving into a new journal. This is my current like daily planner and journal all into one. So this little tiny book is kind of like my daily planner. And my journal, let's see. Yes, my journal is back here. And basically what I've been doing for, I don't know, maybe the last few years, each month I make a book, make a little DIY journal, and at the end of the month, or sometimes it takes 2 months to fill them up, I will make a new one. But I am ready to try and challenge myself to stay in the same book. This is the Hobonichi techo, and this has 6 months in it. So it's July through December, and it's August something when I'm starting. So I kind of have a month. I'm going to back journal some days just to kind of play in it and get my feel for things. And I don't know, my current style is evolving. It's not evolving, and I may still keep this up, but this is turning more into like more of like a diary type, and I want it to be more of a daily memory keeping, daily journal type. So I have been like saving some things that never got journaled, I never got documented. So I do have those things that are saved in here. Like I've been collecting random stuff that I didn't want to put into this journal. Oh, let me take out my favorite washi tape. And I don't know, I may do like a flip through of this. I've been in this size for I don't even know how long. Since I moved from the mini happy planner. So I may do, before I move out of this, I may do like a flip through or something. So I have not done too much in here. I have collected some bits and pieces. Oh, and I also did a ink swatch page. I have been testing out to see, just using all the different markers and pens to see which ones work on this paper. This is kind of like my first introduction to the Tombow River paper. And I don't know, I've heard so many great things about this paper, but I do not like the way it bleeds through. I hate this. But I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to try and stick with it. And another thing, my favorite pens, like the G2 pens, they leave this raised edge on the back, which I don't like. So I will end up using these. I found felt tip pens work the best on here. Let me see. And I have a bunch of these King Art Pro Fine Liner pens, and they weren't my favorite pens, so I have to find them. They're scattered everywhere. They weren't my favorite. They don't write that good on regular paper. They kind of drag, but on this paper they write really good. And I also have a bunch of these tiny gel pens that I found at Five Below. It was like 100 of them for $5. I found these, and they write really nice on this paper, but it smudges, so there is a bit of drying time, which will not be good because I am left-handed and I tend to drag my hand along the paper as I write. So these may be good just for a title here and there, but I won't be able to use these in here. All right, and I don't know, I don't really have a plan for this, but this does have like has like the monthly and the weekly pages, which I don't know how I will use them for now. I may use the monthly page, but that part I don't know. I have pulled out some random stickers that I need to use up, and some these old washi, I don't know some washi things that I made that I need to use up. And some little these random stickers. These are my designs, and I'm working on it, but I will Not sure if I'll have my shop up soon, but these will be available again soon. Like my whole little collection of when I used to design my stickers. So that is what I will be using. And let's get started. Oh, and I have my acrylics. I have been using these heavily in my junk journal. I think they will work nicely in here because it's not like watercolor in the page. The paper will crumple or ripple. What I'm trying to say. Like when the pages get wrinkly. I don't want all those wrinkly pages. So I may try acrylic, but I don't know. I've been kind of going hard with the acrylic with my junk journal. So we shall see. And at the end, I guess I'll do a flip through because I'm not really sure what the plan is, if I'm even going to go in order, because some of these are movies and books that I read and watched during the summer, and I just never documented them. So I'm not sure what order. I think I'll just use the July pages for that. All right, so let's see what I come up with, and I will do a flip through at the end. Okay, so I am all done with my writing session. So let's do a quick flip through. This is just the little pamphlet that came with the journal, and I saved it. It's just taped in here for now, but I feel like I will end up cutting these little characters out and using them in my journal. But I wanted to save like the examples of how to use the grid. So on to the flip through. So the first one, this is about a book I read, Sexual Personae by Camille Paglia. Well, actually, I did not read the book. It's a good book, but it's more of like a intellectual read. It's talking about the comparison sex and art, but there are lots of big words. It did not feel like a summer read. It is very interesting. I will come back to it. So that's why this whole page is blank. It wasn't like, I don't know, summer reading is meant to be lighthearted. I don't know, in my mind. Then the next one, this is another book I read, Autumn in Venice. It is about Ernest Hemingway and his last muse. And this book I put, it was weirdly interesting because it's not a book that I would normally pick up. And then I put down here, it says, sometimes the book finds you. I don't know, I just happened to stumble upon this book in the library. And it's interesting. It's not the most exciting book. I think I just like the way, I like the author's pace. Like they're not too detailed about every single thing. It moves at a nice pace. And the next one is about another book I read. This one is Carl Jung, The Undiscovered Self. And I just wrote my opinion on it. And I'm not really feeling this page. The colors are nice, but I don't know, it's just lacking to me. Then I journaled about this movie I watched with Emma Stone, Poor Things. This, I don't know, I could have had a lot more to say about this movie. I don't know, this movie is just borderline pornography, but the story was very layered and well crafted. Like it's a very well put together movie, but the scenes can just be a bit much. And then this one, this is about, but I do like the colors on this page. Like I'm kind of experimenting with the layouts. This is bothering me at the bottom. And I did a Google Translate. So at the bottom, these are little quotes from movies, little poems, little haikus. I don't know, almost like, I guess, kind of like reading a fortune cookie, which would be interesting if I didn't have to translate it every day, but I'll probably end up covering those up. Oh, and the dates are not in order. This is just stuff that happened during the summer, stuff I read, stuff I watched. And this movie, Eileen, with Anne Hathaway, I really like this movie. And I put, it's rare to see a woman depicted with poise and elegance. And that was what I liked about the movie. But the graphic nature of the film is not something I'm going to watch over and over. But I did like her character in that movie. And then I think this is kind of like my favorite page, my favorite layout so far. I have the little washi cluster at the bottom. I like the color. And this is just about all of my health routines just falling apart during the summer. I was walking every morning. I was up to 5 miles, like on weekday mornings. And I wrote, it is too hot to be healthy right now. And I just wrote, once my morning walk fell apart, the rest of my health routines fell apart. Then came the snacking and binging, everything else. And this side is just a quote about consistency. Oh, and then this page, this is about this song by Sabrina Claudio that I have been listening to on repeat. You see, I don't know if you can see it, but these are the lyrics. I kind of taped them in there. The song is called IOU. And I just put all the feels. Every August, I have some song that I listen to on repeat. For me, August is like this transitional month between the seasons, back to school. I don't know, I tend to get in my feelings in August, and my birthday is also in August. So this is kind of my song for August. And then I skipped a few pages because I have some books and some movies that I forgot to print a picture that I want to go back and document. And here I'm just writing that I'm getting back into the groove of drinking my sleepy tea because I am a bit of a night owl. And I do like the craft and journal and everything else at night. So I drink this tea to help me sleep, because if not, I would stay up all night and craft and sew and everything. And right here, I like the layout, but I haven't written what I wanted to write here. I have to get my thoughts together. And I think this is kind of what I'm doing when I have something intense to say. It keeps the journal lighthearted. And so, I don't know, my words get a little intense, a little heavy. So I put a nice picture over that. Then this is a picture I found on Pinterest. It says, she's an old soul with young eyes, a vintage heart, and a beautiful mind. And underneath it, I just wrote about how my vibe is changing. I'm feeling like this dark vintage, dark academia aesthetic going on. So I'm making, like, I don't know, I guess a change from my obsession with pink. I'm still into bright colors, but like the obsession with pink is shifting. So that's kind of what that is about. And this is another quote from Pinterest, and it just says, listen to music, go to galleries, read books, buy art, smell flowers, decorate your life, design your soul. And this is the August page. So the first of the month page doesn't have the grid. So this is kind of like my mood board for August. And then I skipped a few more pages because I didn't have, either I didn't have anything or I had just gotten the journal. And then I have the first day of school, which I have not printed the pictures to go in here. And then I have this last page, which is my favorite. And I cut out a piece of that quote again. And this picture I have, this is my new library dress. I know I like to dress up to go to the library. And this is the dress that I made. And I feel like the picture was not doing the fabric justice. So this is just a little swatch of the fabric. Let me get a close up. I don't know if you can see. But Walmart sells this pre-cut fabric now. And it's like the Better Homes and Garden brands. I think it's meant for like upholstery and tablecloths, but I don't know. Some of it is so pretty. So that is the last page that I did. And for the next pages, I just wrote the day of the week, because I want to try and stay on the date going forward from this point. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through and setup. And if you also use the Hobonichi, let me know how you deal with the, I don't know, I guess the paper and the bleeding. Because this is my I don't have it on my desk. But this is just my regular go-to pen, the G2 gel pen. And it writes really nice. And it doesn't bleed too bad, but you feel like that raised feel on the back of the page. And I think that's just something I have to get used to. So I have to get used to that. And then here I tried, this is those gel pens that I showed in the beginning that I found at 5 and Below. And they write really nice, but the color bleeds through. And this page looks dirty to me. Like this corner just looks dirty. So that is something I have to kind of get used to. That's something, I don't know, I guess I'll have to work on. But my goal is to stick to this journal for this entire 6 months. And I'll share like my progress and my updates on this channel. So I hope I haven't rambled too long. So stay tuned for my next video to see how I keep going with this journal and these pages. And if you have any questions about anything I use or any of the pages, feel free to leave me a comment and I will respond. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out and journaling with me. And I will see you in my next video.